Hi, and welcome to Carolina Women. I am here today with Erin, Lentz. It's so good to see you. And our friend Sean Stewart, Custom Audio Video. As always, it is a treat to talk with you. We've got you in two segments today, which is going to be kind of fun because we're talking about something that you actually really like, and you and I talk about all the time for aging in place.
With sound.
Yes, with sound and getting older and all this. We're talking about lighting.
Yeah.
So. And I know we all have props. This makes Erin's day more than anything, actually.
We like the visual demonstration.
We do. But talk to us about the importance of lighting.
Yeah, so lighting is one of those things that, for us in our industry, it has really just blown up in the last couple of years. For a while, it was kind of like, oh, that's something else. That's electricians do, that kind of thing. But with LED lighting becoming more and more popular and more useful, and we're kind of changing the way that we do lighting for LEDs. Not to get into that too deep, but we're designing fixtures now for LEDs, not to put LEDs in place of a bulb.
Correct. And I think we know just from an interior design, from an aesthetic, from a health standpoint too, that lighting can make a huge difference in safety, security.
Yeah, and you know,
putting our makeup on.
Exactly.
And just the visual of how the aesthetics of how things look.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, the quality of light, the temperature of light matters in terms of our bodies and how we respond to things, right? You don't want that bright white light at night.
Like the one we're experiencing
right now. Like the camera lights here.
Sorry,
this is like the worst light to have on you right before you go to bed. But being able to change a lot of that, right? And then also designing the light in your house for what you're trying to do. Whether that's just general ambient light or task lighting for specific things or just setting mood.
Or for the pool party.
Yeah. So I mean, there's all kinds of options that we do, and we're bringing a lot of that on board. One of our designers here is becoming specifically qualified in this because it's becoming such a huge thing and such in demand.
I know we've talked about this a million times, but as people get older or if they have small children, being able to find your way throughout your house
becomes functional.
Exactly. Yeah. So lighting is also so functional. I agree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got some pieces here that kind of show a little bit about what we do. This is primarily down lighting, right? So recessed cans, this is just an option. This is a company that we work with that does these great modules.
Okay.
And then all kinds of trim kits that we've got here, right?
So wait, let's talk down lighting for a second first though. Down lighting is used where, for, what, and when?
So down lighting is just going to be kind of that general lighting, right?
Okay.
You know, we kind of joke that the basic lighting is, hey, throw 4 cans in and put a fan up. The cans are good, but if they're not designed right and placed right, they're not doing their job.
Correct.
Right. So the main thing about this is to hit your surfaces with general light.
Okay.
Now the cool thing about these is you can also use down lighting for specifics. I've got one piece here.
Oh, this is so fun.
You'll see.
Okay.
Right. So just kind of straightforward. This one obviously is a directional one. So this would be a great one if you had
art.
If you had art, right? You can put that can up there and direct it towards the art, right? Or specific pieces of furniture that you really want to highlight. So there's all kinds of options that you can do
An arch.
with down lighting.
And is that considered in the kitchen too, of importance?
Absolutely.
For your workspaces?
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about other things you can do in the kitchen. But really it's like kind of lighting up the whole kitchen, but then you also want to light up those spaces that you're going to be using sharp knives, right?
Right.
You don't want bad lighting in there and cut a finger off.
Absolutely not.
So there's different ways of doing
How
that.
do we select these? Because it seems like there's a lot of options.
There are a lot of options, and some of them are for what you're going to do.
Okay.
And then some are just design, right? What do you like best? So just different trims here, right? This is just one of their parabolic trims. You can kind of see the curve.
Right.
in
This
it.
one's flat.
Right, and then this is a pinhole, and it just gives you a completely different look to it.
It almost looks more modern.
Right.
That's a pretty contemporary look, don't you
And
think?
it's gonna narrow out the light, right? You're not gonna get as much disbursement.
Okay.
So this wouldn't be used in areas that you want general down lighting, that kind of ambient light. We haven't even talked about the fact that you can change the optics on these.
What does that mean?
So you can go anywhere from about 15 degrees shooting out of the light, right? So very narrow light, spotlight, all the way up to about 90 in terms of how the light is coming out of the fixture.
See, that's why they have you and I, because we ask the questions like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
You often say that.
Well, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah. And so that piece there is a cool one as well. It looks weird. You would never want that on your ceiling, but the reason you do that is you mud the drywall on your ceiling all the way around here. So it's called flangeless. It gives you a really seamless look. It kind of just, it's right there at the ceiling line.
Oh, I like that
Right,
too.
so you would have
It's almost like stars.
You'd only see that in the
Yes.
ceiling, yeah.
I love that. Okay,
So-
guess what? We're going to take a quick break. Stay
Absolutely.
with us. We're going to come right back, and Sean's going to continue with our lighting education today. Stay with us.